And thank you all my friends for being here. I wanted you to know that I want to come down here and be with you, to show my respect and my affection for the nurses and for the great work you do. I want to say welcome to Washington, and I want to say thank you for being here. And when you go home, I want you to take a little bit of credit for what we did yesterday. And I want you to know that it's a great piece of legislation. It's going to give 32 million more Americans decent health coverage. And I want you will all remember the Patients' Bill of Rights on which we work, which saw that patients were going to be fairly treated by those high-handed insurance companies. Well, the President described it last week as the Patients' Bill of Rights on steroids, and it is. But I want to talk to you a little more about history. You know, when we passed Medicare, there was one thing I noticed. There was one tough, hard-fighting bunch that were with us, the nurses. And I know you took quite a beating for it, but you were there from start to finish, and without you it would not have happened. And I hope you're proud of what you did then. But I hope you're also proud of what you do in terms not just of taking care of your patients, but what you do in terms of seeing to it that medical care of the best quality is available to all of our people. And this legislation that was passed yesterday is in a good measure a monument to your heroic efforts and to your great courage. I want you to know how proud I am of you. And I want you to know how proud I am that you are my friends. And I want to tell you how grateful I am for what you do. We are going to have, for the first time, 95% of Americans covered by health care. My dad, who started this out with Franklin Delano Roosevelt and Harry Truman, has got to be proud of what you and we and all of us did on this matter. But I want to tell you how dirty the other side fought. We were up to our Adam's apple in lies and deceit and dishonesty. They said we were going to pull the plug on grandma. They said we were setting up death panels, and we needed people like the nurses to get out there and set the record straight. Well, we're going to show the American people what we did for them and how important it is. Now, something's going to take a while, but there's going to be a lot of immediate things happening. Kids are not going to be denied care because of pre-existing conditions. And we're going to find that other citizens are going to have a high-risk pool to take care of them until we can get a correction of that matter put administratively into place. And we're going to see to it that no longer can they cancel your policy without good reason. And we're going to see to it something else. You have appeals right, and you have policies that you can understand. These things you did. And I want you to know it would not have happened without the nurses. The lovely Deborah, my favorite wife, was down here, and she said, John, you've got to get down there and see your friends, the nurses. She and I are for the wonderful way you treated her, and for the kindness that was shown to her by my very special friend, Lois Katz, who is a great member of Congress and a tremendous voice for health and for nursing and nurses. I hope you're as proud of her as I am. Well, I wish I could stay more, but I want you to take away with you one thing. You are doing great work, and you are a tremendous force for good. When others are timid or fearful or intimidated, By golly, they don't do that to the nurses. and what a source of pride and pleasure and happiness that has to be to you. Because with that, you have earned enormous respect, as well you should. So I just want to say to you, be proud of what we did yesterday. There's more good to be told about it, and it's going to go into effect, and it's going to be good for all of our people. And the President's going to sign them, and you are going to have a right to be there, and very frankly, you're going to have a right to turn around and pat each other and pat yourself on the back. All right. So have a great time while you're here. Enjoy your visit. The weather's very nice. I think you deserve at least that when you come. But I want you to go home with the satisfaction of a job well done. And I want you to go home being proud of yourself and being proud of what you've done. And I want you to be comfortable with the fact that this is a great piece of legislation and that it is only one of the great pieces of legislation that you, the nurses, have participated in and provided the leadership that made it possible. Thank you. God bless you.